You are in 100% control of your conscious mind.
Yes.
100% control. I say do this, I do that, I make this sound. That's your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is everything else that you're doing. You have no control of your subconscious mind.
That's right.
But it listens to everything.
So the subconscious mind is ultimately in control. And that's why it's so powerful to be tapping into that. If you can convince your subconscious mind to do things, to act at a high level, to be a high performer, to do things that are uncomfortable, cold showers, brushing your teeth with your left hand or your opposite hand, to get the benefit of that, huge.
It's powerful beyond measure, and it rules your life. So you need to
I was sitting at home the other day, last night actually, and I got a PS5.
sick! Congratulations!
No, I've had it for a long time, mate.
I've had it for fucking. Weren't you an Xbox guy?
Nah, never been an Xbox. Never been. But I was looking at it the other day, sitting there in the corner. I haven't turned the thing on in months.
Have you?
I haven't used it in months. And I was looking at it, and I was thinking about playing it right in that moment. And I'm like, I couldn't think of anything, especially going off the conversation what we had about, making that mill in the next 8 months in net profit. I was thinking, what a waste of my time that would be turning that.
Massive waste of your time.
Like that would be sucking everything out of me now to go turn that fucking thing on.
Yeah.
To actually be like, I'm going to do that and achieve this. You know what I mean?
Speaking of PlayStation though, have you played VR?
Never. Never had the VR. Never had the VR.
Man, I went to my uncle's house and his son's got one. It's freaking expensive for a start.
Is it?
$1,000.
Is it really?
Yeah, for the VR set. Sick.
It'd be interesting to see how good it gets in the future. You know what I mean? It's going to get pretty good. It's like even with Apple, got those goggles now.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's not great.
I looked at the YouTube clip of those Apple headsets.
I watched a full video of it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. Still a bit inconvenient that you have to have a whole battery pack in your pocket and a cord running down to it, all that sort of stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So until it gets to that stage where
it's glasses.
It's literally glasses, yeah. And then you just on and it does everything you need it to do, and it's powered by the solar radiation from the sun.
Here's another thing.
They fucking laugh, Iggy. It's a thing.
I get what you're saying. You're right. It's powered by solar power. Do you know what I mean?
Did you see the flashing lights and the pink and green skies the other day?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Did you see it?
No, of course. No, but you haven't even heard of it.
I do.
Like the
aurora.
Yeah. Like the northern lights. Apparently that happened here, Port Phillip, city of Port Phillip.
I heard it.
I was sleeping.
Yeah, it was 2 nights in a row.
Really, was it? Shit. That would have been pretty exciting. So I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not going to go walk down to the beach by myself and just do like, this is sick.
Should have called me.
Not doing that. No, but I didn't see it. But yeah, supposedly, and very cool. Maybe we're not living that up in Melbourne.
No, mate, I had shit to do. I was sleeping.
You think it's game?
Fuck, you think we're playing small?
Going back to the Apple thing, I want to touch on that actually. So, those headphones, right? And headphones, those glasses or whatever they are. What's it called? Apple
Apple head gear.
You know what we're talking about. If you know
glasses.
Vision.
Of course Iggy knows.
Of course Iggy knows. He's got 3.
He's wearing one now.
Yeah, got 1 on him and 2 in case one breaks. Vision Pro. I can see a real use for it, man. I almost bought one.
Really?
Do you have one? No? Do you have one? A Vision Pro? Have you used it? I almost bought one.
They're like $3,000.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, they're about $3,000. I'll tell you why. I saw huge benefit in being able to take my laptop anywhere, plug this thing in, and pull up 4 screens and work.
Yeah.
I think that is cool. Like, imagine right now, okay? Imagine it's 2029 and they've now refined it and it's thin and we all put on these glasses and we sit here and we're all tuned into the channel of this room. So this room is its own channel and we all tune in through the glasses, and there's things that we can only see through the glasses because we're tuned into the channel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right now we can have something projected up there where we're watching a screen. We should get a screen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, have you seen this clip? No, I haven't seen this clip. Play it.
No,
and then it plays on the video.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so cool. GC has an interactive one too where you can stand up and actually write stuff.
Oh, those boards.
Yeah, there's those interactive boards. And then
Yeah.
you can sit on this side and then we can actually talk to a camera directly looking at the camera as opposed to podcast opposite each other. And it's still recorded as a podcast too. And then we can actually teach as we're casting.
Doing
It'd be pretty cool. Like it's an educational thing. And so let me tell you the difference between net profit and gross profit.
I'm actually going to start creating content like that, dude.
I've been thinking, I still do. I just haven't created it in some time. Educational pieces, like literally, hey guys, this is how I go about doing contracts. This is how I go about doing.
Yeah, I've seen you do that.
A client.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm going to rebrand it and do it a little bit differently, but coffee and coaching, I'll call it. You know, where I go for coffee and answer someone's question and then do a video on it. And then if it needs to be elaborated more so, I'll do that too. Do you know what I probably haven't done it is because now that we're using the podcast clips, that also acts as educational pieces too.
Well, you're sharing your knowledge.
That's right, because we're talking about an element of business and life, and then that 30-second clip, that 1 minute clip of me and you talking about it is also educational. Whereas I haven't done that for a little while where I'm directly looking at the camera saying, I'm going to tell you this, and this is how you should do it. I used to get quite good engagement and still will. Some of my videos have been me just sitting behind having a coffee, saying a few things, and they do quite well. I do want to do more of it, yeah.
I think it's a cool type of video, like, and people benefit from it. They see, they get your knowledge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They learn directly from what you know. Going back to the Vision Pro though, imagine right now we're all wearing glasses and we just had a screen popped up here, or we were doing the content with that, and it's like, chung, and it's like, yeah, and you see, bang, and you're doing stuff like, you know, how you
and I can send you stuff.
Yeah, it works with all the clicking. Yeah. And it's like, isn't it just cool?
It is.
Like the fact that we could have a whole bunch of stuff up here without having it up here.
Yeah. Or we can have something on my screen and say, hey, check this out, and throw it to you.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, wow, cool. It will get to that level.
Of course it will.
It's even with, say, Tesla and self-driving cars and trucks and buses and all that sort of stuff. They're going to get to that level. It will get to that.
Autonomous vehicles.
Yeah, autonomous vehicles. I mean, they're around now. It's just a matter of getting them out in the masses.
Yeah.
And for them to be a functional part of society.
I think they will. I think it'll get to the point where this is
so imagine you could now release some product on the basis of going, well, this is going to happen eventually one day. If I can start getting a product ready for when that does happen to make people feel safer, have more control, a product that they can use, all that sort of stuff. Imagine it, like that could be $1 billion, $1 million, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of an idea that Elon goes, hey, that's pretty cool. Let me buy that off you.
the hardest part about that is judging time.
Yeah, you're taking a risk.
You're taking a massive punt.
Yeah.
Imagine it takes 40 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you're judging time. And
some people aren't willing to. Some people are willing to do that. If I said to you right now, 10 years time, I'm going to give you an offer for you're going to sell your company for $100 million. I'm going to buy it for you from you, $100 million, but it has to reach this target. But yeah, let's do it. Like, you're not going to be less motivated to work for those 10 years. Do you know what I mean?
that's it. So that's
the unknown.
It's a bit different. No, yeah, it's the unknown because that's a guarantee.
Yeah.
And you're like 100 mil for 10 years. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
then it's like,
But it still can be
do
that.
this and I don't know. I think
It's what you said last episode. It's the unknown. Like, if you still work for those 10 years, regardless of knowing that outcome, like, I'm going to secretly buy your business for 100 mil, but you got to work hard, and I don't tell you that. But work hard for that next 10 years because it can happen like that. These things can happen very quickly too.
Yeah.
And I reckon a lot of people struggle with that notion, especially business owners. I reckon the biggest trap business owners fall in is they get stuck in the day-to-day operations of their organization, and they inherit a job. They don't have the business. Like, they don't have a company. They just inherit another job and they give themselves the title of director.
Yeah. Do you know what? They work too much in the business.
Oh, without
and
a doubt.
I've been caught in that personally, and sometimes I still do.
Oh, without doubt.
No one teaches the numbers side of a business.
No one teaches a lot of things in business and life.
Like, there's aspects that should be taught, like
At school, like at an early age.
like accrual accounting.
Yeah.
Like, no one teaches that, and it's like, what do you mean? But the P&L says the profit and loss statement says that we're positive. Oh, but that was banking on these coming in. Well, why the fuck didn't you tell me that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I see these numbers and I see that we're up and I think we're okay, and now you're telling me we're not. Like, and you don't understand the concept of, accrual accounting versus cash accounting, or tax benefits, or structure, or there's so much to it, man.
So much.
And it's the stuff. It's really it's the boring stuff. Culture. It
I
is.
don't know if it's boring. I don't find it boring personally.
No, you just like seeing money in your bank account. I like that too. But
I mean, I find it interesting though too.
because it's like a scoreboard.
Yeah, that's right. And it's how we're groomed though throughout school years predominantly.
Interesting when it's yours.
Yeah, that's right. When
Yeah.
it was. But also, I think even the anticipation of having that. Because if you did a course on at school or at high school, how to run your own successful business, it's not ever going to be part of the curriculum, I don't believe, because schools are set up as a factory to create workers. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We're going to teach you the skills that you need so you can go out and get a good job. Never the skills that you need to be an exceptional human being, an exceptional business owner, make hundreds of millions of dollars. Imagine a school goes out there and goes, we're going to teach you why you shouldn't buy a property. There'd be uproar.
Yeah. Well,
Imagine there was a course.
You're going against the grain.
Imagine there was a course that said, we're going to teach you why it's not a financially good decision to go and buy a family home. Here, bang, and do a whole semester, a whole year on it. And to educate children, the next generation, to don't use that money in an asset that doesn't cash flow. Yes, it appreciates over the course of 10, 20, 30 years. However, it doesn't cash flow for you. Use your money to generate wealth in these areas, in your business, in investments, in whatever it might be. And then once you have that cash flow and that equity or whatever it might be, then use that to buy a home if you still want to, or reinvest it into something new and keep building your wealth. The banks would hunt you down. You know what I mean? The banks would probably be the first person to shut you down and try and put a hit on you.
They would be severely impacted.
Hugely impacted. So we're never taught these things, which is why it's our job as parents, mentors, guardians, entrepreneurs to teach other generations. And if you're a young kid listening to this, first of all, well...
What are you doing?
No. Make sure you get the note signed by your parents.
And
to be able to listen to this. And subscribe. And fucking tell all your friends, you little shit.
When you upload a video to YouTube, they're like, is this for kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely, it's for kids, you little fuckers. Well done on listening to the episode. And so you should, because we're going to teach you things that if you take in at the moment, it'll benefit you in the years to come. Little things that we drop gems every single podcast, whether it's taking some small steps in bettering yourself, your career, your future, whatever it might be, your relationships. You take all these little things that we've dropped on every single episode, and I think we've given immense value in every single episode. You take something from each of those, you will become better. And unfortunately, for us in our society, they're not going to be freely taught. You have to go out and, when I say freely, they're not going to be put as part of your curriculum or given to you. You need to go out and seek.
Yeah, you're not spoon-fed it.
You're not going to be spoon-fed it at all.
Why?
Because, as I said, that's not going to serve the masses and the society structure that we have for every single person to be a multimillionaire. Because
I don't think everyone can do it.
No, without a doubt. I couldn't agree. But you need workers.
Yeah.
We couldn't operate without employees.
I also think there is people who just want to do that.
100%. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can have a highly successful life and professional career by working for someone.
Yeah.
Being an intrapreneur. Having that mindset, I think that's where you can start to make some good coin, is being an intrapreneur. I encourage people to be intrapreneurs within my organization. So much so that I've given them tools, and this is funny, right? They're probably not going to listen to this episode. All right? So I can say this openly. And if you are listening to this,
get back to work.
Get back to work and get your fucking shit together, because I've given you tools and mechanisms to make $500,000 this year, but you're fucking lazy and you're not, and you're thinking small. I've given you the tools because I've got a process in my organization that says, if you do X, Y, and Z, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you do X, Y, and Z, you will get remunerated at this percentage if you achieve these milestones. If you achieve these things within the organization, you will get this percentage. And all of a sudden, you could go from your base wage to making more than some of the top CEOs in the country. But they've half-assed it. I've given you the tools. If I never started my own business, I would definitely be an entrepreneur, and I'd be on $500,000 a year by now, without a doubt. No matter the size of the company too. As long as they had the tools there to do that and reward me and do all that sort of stuff, and I'd stayed around, I'd be really surprised if I didn't.
So you know how I shared that Manect thing?
Yes.
ABD?
So
Yeah. So that was one of the questions I had in there. And he said the difference between the two is the entrepreneur is an entrepreneur without the risk.
yeah,
He goes, they already think the same way. They just they can't fund the capital, or they're not in a position where they want to be, this is all me. Like if this ship sinks, it's my fault.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they think like it for moving forward, but they don't want that level of responsibility.
yeah.
I was like, that's a pretty good explanation.
Mm.
And that is for some people, you know, that is better suited for some people. Some people can't take on the whole thing, or don't know how to be in a hole and get yourself out of it.
Mm.
'Cause that's hard.
Oh, without a doubt it is.
Yeah, when you
Especially when you're taught a certain way to think yourself out of that hole.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
we should. There's a gap. There's a gap in the educational market, and don't get me wrong, you can source all that information if you can, but if you want, but you don't know what you don't know.
Mm.
You know, and it's hard to find. You can't search for what you don't know. So if you don't know, you know this thing. Like that's why they need a place where you can learn it all. You know what I mean? Like and there probably is. I've never been, but like probably like CEO schools or you know.
Wasn't Elon going to start a university or something like that?
He started his own school, didn't he?
Did he? Yeah. I thought he was going to do something
Where
like
they
that.
all taught the same thing. There's no grades.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Dude, see, guy thinking outside the
The
box.
industry. We spoke about it the other day, last episode, with his cars. He's disrupted the industry. Hey, you don't need to service your car. Like that's where most companies make the money these days. They don't make it in the sale of the car as much. They make it in the return service and maintenance of the vehicles that come back.
The minimum, the shortest period you have to come back in is 2 years. The shortest.
Yeah.
Like they said, we recommend you change the brake fluid and air filters every 2 years.
Yep.
And I was like, it's not too bad. Like imagine not coming back for 2 years.
Yeah.
2 whole years.
2 whole years. And you're talking about the way that you integrate with the vehicle, with your phone, with the braking, with the indicating, with all these things and technology that's available for us to use today in modern vehicles and combustion engines, and it's just not being done because, oh no, we're going to use that for the electric cars only. It's like, but why? Why not? Why wouldn't you? Like it's so silly. And you'll find that they will adopt it eventually because they're going to try and copy and be trendsetters. It's like, did you ever notice that cars went from being a turn ignition to every single car is a stop-start button? It used to be that every car was started with the ignition. You turn the key and the car would start. Now, every car, the most basic of basic models, is a push button. Whereas back 10, 20 years ago, whenever it was, if you had a push button car, it's like a spaceship. You know what I mean?
That was one of the pushbacks I got as well with the Tesla thing. They were like, no keys. What if your phone dies? Or what if you lock your keys in the car? Like, you probably can't do that with your phone.
Is there a fail-safe with that? Is there a way to open it?
I'm sure there is. There has to be. What do they do? Throw out the car?
Oh, you got to charge your phone.
There has to be a way.
What if you lose your phone or it falls in, break?
Yeah. What if you lose your keys?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Probably less likely.
It's still
less
equivalent.
likely, is it? Yeah, I don't know.
Equivalent, dude.
Yeah.
I got stuck on the side of the road. Have I shared this story? I got stuck on the side of the road.
Your battery? You called me up for jumper cables?
Nah, not that.
Fuck, mate, you've had some issues with your car.
It wasn't my car.
Oh, wasn't it?
It was the car I'm driving now, though.
Oh, no.
It's a Mercedes, and I jumped out of the car. I was actually wearing this jacket, and the keys were in my jacket. It's keyless go. The keys were in my jacket, and I was going down to somewhere, so I took my jacket off and threw it in the back and closed the door, and the car locked. And the keys in my jacket.
Really?
Yeah, and the car locked. And everything's in there, dude. My phone, my wallet, the keys, everything all in the car. And I'm on the side of the road on Burke Road. And I'm like, and I stopped at the wrong spot. I wasn't at the place I was meant to be. Dude, my whole life was falling apart in that moment. If I didn't have a watch that could call people, I would have been stuck. I would have had no way around this. Luckily, I can make a call from my watch.
Payphone.
Yeah, no worries. What's the coins? When was the last time you held coins?
Funny enough, last week. Ooh, interesting. Okay, cool. So, sideways, but we're talking money. And we are on the $1 Million Days podcast. If this doesn't convince you we're going to a cashless society, I'm not sure what will. So the other day I took my son and one of his friends to the movies. They wanted to watch, I can't remember watching, Godzilla or something like that. And
Godzilla?
Yeah. Everyone watches Godzilla.
I've seen Godzilla.
Have you?
The first one.
Oh, okay. So we'll take him to the movies and it was Hoyts. Fuck him. I'm going to put him under the bus. Went to Hoyts. We went and obviously bought tickets online, so as you normally would anyway.
What?
Oh, mate, what's wrong with you? Have you not been to the movies for that long that you have to go to the
tickets online for the movies?
For the cinema?
Yeah.
Have you not been to the movies that long that you have to go to the teller and say, can I have 2 tickets, please?
Iggy, when was the last time you went to the movies? How'd you buy the tickets? What?
Shit, bro. How the fuck can you give me shit for burning a CD the other day and you can't, and you're being blown away by buying movie tickets online?
No, I'm not blown away that you can. I'm blown away by that's what everyone does.
Everyone does it.
That's the thing now.
It's the thing, it's weird not to.
It's weird not to?
Yeah.
Is it so they still have a ticket booth?
No, well, not the one I went to.
Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny how every single thing that gives us the option to not talk to anyone, we take?
There you go. It's all on your phone, man. It's everything. Like you do it on your phone, you get it to your Apple Wallet, scan the barcode, in you go. Not only have I never used it, I've never heard anyone talk about it. Okay. We're going to go to the movies one day. All right.
Hold on.
No, we're going to go. I'll take you. I'll take you to the movies. It's going to be an experience. You're never going to forget.
Yeah. But so do you order the...
It'd be a good opportunity for you to fall asleep.
Is there still a popcorn place?
Yeah, of course.
I'm just... Maybe I don't know where you might sit there. You order it online, the Uber Eats it. Like, I don't know. The Uber Eats guy comes in the middle of the movie and drops it off to you.
Well, there is gold class experience as well, you know.
Yeah, then we eat food.
Yeah, they bring you food, but they can still bring you popcorn and stuff. Anyway, a little bit sidetracked. So, get to the cinema, bought tickets online, we've moved past that, and the kids were getting popcorns, chocolates, drinks, all that sort of shit. Walked up, yeah, so good. Walked up to the counter, and it was probably a 15, 16-year-old kid behind the counter. Pull out my wallet to pay. I gave him a $100 bill. $100 bill. You know, those green notes. Gave it to him. He lost his shit. He was like fucking shaking. Couldn't believe that it was a $100 bill, that I'd given him a $100 bill. And he gets on the PA, he had a microphone, like a lapel mic. He's like, oh, can I please get a manager to front desk code one? He couldn't remember the code. He's like, oh, can I have a manager come to the front desk? Okay. He goes, everything all right, mate? He goes, oh, yeah, I've just got to get this signed off by management. Okay. Manager comes in about 30 seconds later, comes around the counter. He goes, oh, he's paying with $100. And it's like I fucking
broke the law.
It's like I was just handing him a bag of cocaine so I could get into the movies. It's like he's paying with $100. She's like, oh, okay. She grabs the note, holds it up to the light, so like as if it's counterfeit money. She's like, oh yeah, that's all good. Gives it to him. He puts it away, and then he gives me the change.
You know that.
And I said to him, I go, that, to both of them, I go, that is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, you said it to him?
Fucking oath.
That's
what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I've just given you a $100 bill. Take it, give me the change, move on with your life.
Okay, let's dissect that.
Let's.
So why do you think that happened? Why do you think the kid freaked?
I reckon it's probably the first time he's ever seen a $100 bill.
Oh, you reckon?
15, 16 years old, everything's tap and go. Why do you need to hold cash? I, for the last month, have been holding cash, and it's been great.
Why?
I've been paying with things. I just wanted to just try it.
I usually hold a note.
Yeah, I've got notes in my wallet, like say a 50 or 100 or a 20, but yeah, most of the time.
I know for a psychological thing.
Why is that?
Like there's money.
Yeah.
Don't freak like that. Let that
relax.
Let that not, you know what I mean? There's money right there. Like,
yeah.
This can feed you. Like if shit turned to shit, that can feed you.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know? psychologically. I don't spend cash ever.
Yeah. I haven't in the longest time, and I've just
Only my
been
clean
paying
fixed
for a
cash.
few things. I've just been paying for a few things with cash as well, just to go, no, here you go, here's cash, here's cash, here's cash.
Don't you hate like I was at Woolies last night
That's
and I had
it's come from.
$25 in my pocket.
Yeah.
And then it came to like $11.90.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to pay cash and carry around $3. It's going to go into the cup holder in the car. And
That's exactly where I put it.
yeah.
That's exactly where I put it, because I had like $6 in cash, and I just put it straight in there, because I haven't had coins in my car for a while. And I put some in there, and I was like, okay, cool, got some coins. But I looked at that, and that showed me that as a society, we are definitely moving to cashless. Like, they are going to get to a point where no more notes. We don't need it. Bad for the environment. It's plastic. It's no good. We're stopping, and they're going to stop tax evasion. They're going to stop.
Is it the footy? They don't take cash anymore?
Yeah, you were telling me where you just walk in, they scan your face or your phone, and then you walk out and they charge your card.
At the footy?
Yeah, were you saying that? I'm pretty sure you were saying that.
Oh, when you scan your card,
Tap your card when you go in, you get your food, and it scans your face and charges you on the way out.
So you don't have to pay whatever. Yeah.
So, yeah, I found it so surprising that they had a process in place for when a customer gives them $100 bill. What's the difference if I gave you 50, a 20, and a 10? What's the difference? Okay. Or if I gave you two $50 notes. Here's two $50 notes. They go, oh, no, that's okay. But $100 note, I need to notify my manager. I need to lose my shit. I need to get nervous. And then I've got to make sure I give the right change. What's the difference if I gave you two 50s?
I'll tell you. Well, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like this is how I think in life something. Have you ever worked for a company where they do something weird? Not like a dance around a fire and sacrifice a goat, but more like a like they have it's like a idiosyncrasy where they're like, oh yeah, make sure when you leave, you put the alarm on, you lock the door, you check the door 3 times, you jump in your car and you go back and you check the door before you leave.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why? They're like, oh, because someone broke in once. Oh, okay, when? 7 years ago. And they haven't broken in since, and you're still doing that? Yeah. You know what I mean? And my assumption might be that Hoyt's, being a big business, might have put in a process at one point. They may have had counterfeit money.
Yeah.
And they've installed that process, and it's something they reiterate every time, or it's part of the manual or whatever it might be, or they know that there's a thing around it, and then it probably the first time it happened to that kid. Well, he's probably like 3 weeks into his job and he freaked.
Yeah.
Right? And a good example of that, because we do, our actions are based off our experiences. Yeah? So we have an experience, you get rewarded with money, you put a process around it, or you have a belief around it, I need to check every $100 note. They put a process in around it being a business, and then they check $100 notes until there's no more notes, or until someone comes in and says, hey, why the fuck are we still doing this?
Yeah.
Which takes ages usually.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor's the other day, and did I tell this story?
You haven't told this on the podcast, no.
I went to the doctor's the other day, and I walked in, dude, and it was like I walked into 2020, prime COVID time. I walked in, there was a red line on the floor, 1 meter back from the desk. They had the plastic panels up. Everyone was wearing a mask. They're like, can you put a mask on? I was like, they had like the masks and the sanitizer.
I would refuse.
And I was just looking, and I'm like, I was startled. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck is happening? Anyway, I grabbed the mask, whatever. She's like, do you have an appointment? I was like, yeah. Okay, grab a seat. And I looked around and I grabbed and I put the mask on and I sit down. And I see, like, I was taken back by how much they are still doing the same thing like it's 2020. And I put up an Instagram story saying, is this still necessary?
Yeah.
And I think one person said yes, and like everyone else said no. I thought, like, why are they still doing this? But then people build a process around something that once happened to them, and they continue to do. The doctors in the things were still wearing masks.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Maybe a doctor should.
I went to the hospital the other day. When I say the other day, a couple months ago, I burnt myself. Then I had to go to the hospital. Nothing too bad, but it was just more precautionary than anything else. And it's funny, the nurse was there, and because they similar thing, they gave me a mask there. I'm like, all right, I'm at a hospital, whatever. I'll put it on, I'm not going to argue. I just want to get my shit out, get my burn sorted and leave. And when the nurse or the doctor, finally, I think it was a doctor. No, it would have been a doctor, finally saw me. And I'm like, at that stage, I'd gotten annoyed with the mask. It was just sitting below my chin. It was on my ears, but it was below my chin. So I may as well not have been wearing it. And then eventually I just took it off. I was just sitting there in the reception area waiting. And then I get into the thing. I was holding my mask. I go, sorry, do you want me to put the mask on? And she's like, nah. She goes, don't worry. She goes, I have to wear it. But he goes, it's literally been proven that these things don't work. Yeah. And I'm like, there you go. It's like a process for the sake of having a process. It's like even with me on my building sites, I hate just being safe for the sake of being safe. You know what I mean? It's, make sure that, whatever it might be. Okay, I'm wearing a high-vis vest and it's got some paint, it's got a spray paint on the back of it because someone spray painted a line on it. Oh, that's no longer safe. You have to replace it.
Yeah, it's like
what? Why? Oh, you've got a line on it.
Yeah.
You're no longer completely high-vis. You're 96% high-vis.
I didn't see you coming.
Yeah. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you've got to be safe. Make sure you do it. Like, yeah. It's like, what? That's just fucking stupidity.
It's like, think. Yeah. Be a critical thinker. Think with your brain. Are you making sense right now? But that stuff happens, dude. And, we're referring to it in the aspect of business, right? But that stuff happens with people's lives. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's people who are doing things that they do on maybe a daily basis, or like, do you check the mail?
It's habitual.
Do you check the mail every day?
Like in my house?
Yeah.
No, not every day. No, you're probably right. It's not something I actually normally go and look at.
Yeah, or like...
But I've got a PO box, so that's kind of why I don't.
Yeah.
I know there's no mail in my house. Like, very rarely.
You send all email to the PO.
Everything goes, sorry?
You send all email to the PO.
Everything to the PO box, yeah. So even, like, I've got the PO box for business purposes, but any personal mail still goes there too.
Yeah. You just see things that people learned at some point in time. Like, you've seen a person driving in the car on their own wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you wearing a mask? And why are you wearing it on your own? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. May as well sit at home doing the same thing.
Here's the thing. They're not aware of that. Like, they don't actually understand that they haven't had that thought. Do you know what I mean? I guarantee there's no one in that business.
The thought of them placing that mask on was put there by someone else in the first place.
Yeah, but it's automatic.
And then it's like, okay, well, if someone's told me this, I have to do it now, and I'm going to continue to do it because masks saves lives. Wearing a mask saves lives.
But it's the thought at that point is now automatic. Like, they're not even consciously thinking that I need to be doing this or I should be doing that.
Yeah.
It's automatic. It's kind of like, have you ever moved houses and then driven the wrong way?
Yeah.
Because you go in autopilot and you jump in the car and then you realize, where am I going?
I do that on my way to the office sometimes. I know. I was dropping one of the kids off, one of my son's mates to his house after football training. But I just kept driving home instead of taking him to his house.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh shit, where am I going?
Yeah.
Because you go into autopilot.
That's right.
And I feel like people are living their lives like that, man.
Without a doubt, they are. Yeah. Without a doubt. And that to me, eventually it will breed unhappiness. Like, you will be so disconnected from the world, and that's where that Groundhog Day mindset comes in, and mentality, where you're literally just doing the same old thing every single day, and that's why you feel depressed, and that's why you've got issues in your life, and that's why life is not fair, all that sort of stuff. And the part of this whole journey of us doing this podcast is to snap people out of that. Like, wake the fuck up.
You know what? I feel like sometimes it snaps myself out.
Oh, without a doubt. I love it. But I think we've said this in another podcast. Like, I genuinely love the relationship we have from a perspective of the accountability level.
Yeah, like, where fucking around.
Yeah, like, oi, what are you doing? Hey, look, you're chasing me for the videos. I've got to give you some videos for upcoming ads. Like, oi, hurry the fuck up. And it's not. And I'm like, you're right.
Yeah.
And you genuinely will say, hurry the fuck up.
Yeah.
Get it done.
You a lot of people normally.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're 100% right. Yeah. Why haven't you watched Super Pumped yet? You're a dud. You're right.
Why haven't you watched Super Pumped?
Why? I'll tell you why. I was planning to watch. I had a plan to watch and didn't come to fruition for reasons you know. But, yeah, me too. But now it's like, like particularly this last week, I don't want to use my time watching TV.
Yeah,
That's all it's been lately.
this will get you pumped.
Yeah, I know. I've got to watch. I will watch it. I am going to watch it. I can't wait once I watch it, and we'll do an episode on it. That's a great idea. We'll talk about it. I'll watch it, and then we'll do an episode on
We'll
it.
turn this into a movie podcast. We'll just review.
Oh, it's like
It's hard.
review
We'll do it from the movies. From the movies.
after you
We'll buy tickets
online.
Yeah, we'll buy tickets online.
And pay for the food with 100
And
mil.
yeah, well,
I want to go to Village now and try do that.
just to fuck with them.
Yeah, just fuck with them. Have you ever been somewhere and they've said we don't take cash?
I'm pretty sure the footy doesn't take cash, man.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
but I mean, let's leave the big corporate footy
Or like
for a second. Have you been
Vic
somewhere that
Market.
doesn't take cash?
Vic Market doesn't take cash.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I went the other day and they did.
Oh, did they?
I bought some
I
meat
haven't
from
been to
theirs. I'm sure it depends which.
I was thinking.
Oh, not Vic, South Melbourne.
Yeah, no,
South Melbourne market.
the Vic, the night market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't take cash. I
It's
think.
easier from a business perspective not to. Think about like efficiencies in the business.
Oh,
It's like, yeah, it's
There's something really obvious. There's a really obvious one that doesn't take cash. I can't remember what it is, but
Yeah.
there's a one that's super obvious that they do not take cash. Like,
And then there's some businesses that only take cash.
Yeah.
Like I know that there's a baker, I won't say it now, but there's a baker in the area that like they, for the longest time, pre-COVID, they never had tap and go. No, cash only. And it said cash only, and they had an ATM in the corner if you needed cash.
yeah, that
And that's
I
to
hate
me,
that shit.
yeah, me too. But that said to me as soon as I walked in, tax evasion. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, cool. How much is it? It's like $20. Yep, $20 in my pocket.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so the guy that I guarantee,
and like we made no sales.
and they were wogs as well. So you know they're fucking shit up. They were going, cool, give me the $20. I put that in my pocket. I'll only claim the 5 went through.
I guess if that's all you know,
Yeah, that's right. Limited mindset, isn't it?
that's all you know, then they'll be like, oh, this is how you make money
Yeah.
because the government's trying to scam you.
That's
You
right.
believe
Yes,
you do?
absolutely.
Really?
Let me come back and ask. Let me reframe. Are you going to say something like, do I believe the government's out to get me? And
Yeah, like
that?
do you believe the world is set up for us to be in a position where they're trying to make you fail?
no, not fail. I don't believe that they're trying to make you fail. I believe they're trying to make you middle class. Like they're trying to make you mediocre.
Which would be failure.
Yeah, your definition of will probably.
That's it. I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, mediocrity is the shittest
I
place
could
to
not
be.
think of anything.
Yeah, I'd rather be rock bottom.
Yeah.
Because then from rock bottom you can work your way up. But yeah, without a doubt. Because I think they do make it hard for you to be successful. Because think about if everyone had. Imagine if every single person in the country. No. Let's pretend it was such a big gap. It was 80-20, where 80% of the population is super wealthy and 20% are below middle class.
Yeah.
Right? So not poor, not on the street, but grinding. Brokies. Do you think if the government turned around and said, hey, we need to control your spending, we're going to put up the interest rates? What do you think the rich people are going to do? They say,
So
go fuck yourself.
no, hold on. So I see that as something different. I see it because
If you have
they do
money,
that.
I see
They
that
do
from the
that. That's
perspective.
how they control spending.
Yeah, but they control the masses with that too. You reckon if interest rates went to 15%,
People stop spending, shouldn't they?
not only will they stop spending, they'll lose their homes, they'll lose their cars, they'll lose their fucking everything.
They're
They're
also
gonna lose their
very
mind.
smart.
Yeah.
They know what the draw line is.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm just saying that middle class is controllable, and that's where the vast majority of people are sitting.
Yeah.
Right, and that is, to me, that's danger zone. Like I don't want to be stuck in that area at all. Like when COVID
You know
happened,
why they're controllable? It's got nothing to do with money. It's got to do with what you know.
yeah, agree. But
Because
this comes down to the whole that mindset of what we're being taught at schools, like all that aspect. It's a whole combination of things.
so-
Everything, wearing the masks, like you're taught these things. Like how conforming was everyone during COVID? We were told, don't do this, you will get fined. Go get 2 jabs, you will never be able to work. I regret getting any vaccines.
Yeah, bang on with you.
Yeah, I regret. I got 2, and the only reason I held off as long as possible. until it became mandatory that I had to do it or I couldn't work. I look back at that moment and go, fuck you, it's my business first of all. And what are you going to do? It was the fear of them going, no, we'll give your business a $150,000 fine if you're not vaccinated. Oh, you don't have to get vaccinated, but you can't shop at Coles anymore. Or you can't go out for dinner. You can't do this, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean? It was that level of control. That's what I think post-COVID, me and the government, I've lost faith in them. In our government, I've lost that faith, especially in the local government. So when I say local,
they just showed they have no idea what the fuck's going on.
No idea.
Like,
no
idea. Yeah.
No idea. Do you know what I mean? And whether it was driven by other people or whether it was an individual person driving it, you never really know.
And you
no, and we'll never will. But how that whole thing was handled was a complete clusterfuck.
Oh, it was a disaster.
It was a disaster. We did not manage COVID well. And you say, unprecedented. We could never have seen that. I guarantee you, if another touch wood COVID happens again in the future, they're going to do the exact same thing because they're all a bunch of fucking idiots. I've got no confidence that they've learnt from this thing happening to the world, that they would go look at that and go, well, this is what we did really well. This is what we did really bad. Let's use that information to do what's best for the community.
Yeah.
They would never do that. They will never do that. And if it ever happened again, it would be the same old story. The difference will be is you as an individual, what are you going to do differently now with the information you have? And I look back at, from people that I've studied and seeing what they did in 2008, we had the GFC and they weren't prepared then. Or they were prepared from the previous GFC, whatever it might have been.
After 2000.
Yeah, whenever that was. And when 2008 came, they're like, okay, cool, we're set. We know exactly what to do. And I was too young during 2008, but I definitely wasn't young enough. I was definitely old enough during COVID. When the next COVID-like event, and it doesn't need to be necessarily a global pandemic, but when the next GFC hits, because it will, it happens every 8 to 12 years, where something globally happens and fucks the whole economy and everyone loses their jobs and all this shit happens. The next time that happens, I will make so much money during that time. Yeah. I'm going to be so much more prepared. I'm going to be so proactive. I'm going to have the tools, the experience, the calluses. I'm going to remember that pain back then because that was painful for me. I'm going to remember everything that I did there, mentally, physically, and financially, and business, everything that I went through, all that discomfort, and I'm going to apply it to the next time that happens. And when that happens, because it will, I'm going to be so prepared that I'm going to make decisions based on the best thing for me, my family, and the company. And as a result of that, we're going to prosper and do really, really well. But that's from the information. I'm not going to let other people dictate to me what level of life or success or heartache I'm going to have during that time. It's going to be dictated by myself.
Do you still do anything that you did from COVID? Like, I think I gave this example once of I still wipe down trolleys.
Yeah, you did say that. No, I don't think I do.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just something.
Lift buttons.
Yeah, I've started pressing with my finger.
Oh, have you?
After you mentioned that.
I'll probably do it with my knuckle.
I used to do it with my knuckle for ages, or my phone.
Or phone, or key.
Yeah.
Probably that's the only thing I can think of. Even like the crossing the road.
Like 2 fingers.
Yeah, you know the crossing the road now?
Yeah.
Like where you press the button to...
I still don't touch that.
I'll press that.
Do you?
What's the difference?
Do you grab onto escalator handrails?
Oh, probably not so much, but probably would. Probably not so much. Yeah. Generally, no. I'm going to say no.
What's something you've done for the longest time that you still do?
Brush my teeth with my right hand.
Oh, dude, you should try this. Have you ever tried it with the opposite hand?
Very rarely.
Try it.
Yeah.
Try it for 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a full-on thing. Like, it actually, it's been proven that you will think differently because you're doing something, like, the left part of your body activates the right part of your brain.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an interesting question, huh? Like, what are those things? Because there's probably some stuff that you do that you don't realize you do.
Oh, the subconscious mind has power over the conscious mind.
Yeah,
it's like the way I go, it's a glass of water in front of me, guys. I've already decided before I go to pick it up how I'm going to pick it up. Before I've even gone to reach for this glass of water, okay? Before I go to reach for it, my subconscious mind has already got the habit of me reaching out, wrapping my thumb and fingers around it, lifting it up.
Yeah. Imagine,
right? So why how to pick up? Imagine I pick it up with my left hand and bang.
Yeah.
All right. And now I'm like here and go, okay, well,
it's different.
It is.
Yeah. Flexible.
Watch the video, watch the YouTube. Look at this.
Yeah.
But my mind has already decided how I'm going to do that. So the subconscious mind is ultimately in control. And that's why it's so powerful to be tapping into that. If you can convince your subconscious mind to do things, to act at a high level, to be a high performer, to do things that are uncomfortable, cold showers, brushing your teeth with your left hand or your opposite hand, to get the benefit of that, huge.
You know, I had this thing once, I think it was Tony Robbins who said it, and it was something along, I'll paraphrase, something along these lines. Yeah, like you have two minds, right? You've got your conscious mind, which is this now. Like we're talking now, we're thinking about this, but you're not thinking about what your feet are doing.
Yeah.
It's your subconscious mind,
yeah,
right? So this is your conscious mind. That's one mind. You are in 100% control of your conscious mind.
Yes.
100% control. I say do this, I do that, I make this sound. That's your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is everything else that you're doing. You have no control of your subconscious mind.
That's right.
But it listens to everything.
That's right.
It's listening to everything, and it takes everything literally. You know what I mean? So you sit there, and that's why people say, like, practice your gratitude, because then your subconscious mind or your unconscious mind, whatever you want to call it, well, life must be good.
Well, you said it the other day. You said it in the last episode. Woke up in the morning, walk into the gym, and I was like, it was cold, it was fresh.
Yeah,
fuck,
I
life is good.
Gratitude,
That's it. Fuck, life is good. I can drink filtered water. I get to be up nice and early, live in a nice area, go to the gym. Not going to get mugged. Pretty confident I'm not going to get mugged on the way there.
I still do. I don't know if you walk at that time, but I still watch my back. So I got headphones plugged in.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Someone could come and club me in the back of the head. I wouldn't hear him coming.
Take your headphones
Off. What? I'd walk to the gym in silence.
No, they would clobber you and take your headphones.
Oh, you to take the headphones.
That's right.
But yeah, man, I the unconscious mind or subconscious mind, it is powerful beyond measure. And I put up a post the other day saying, be super careful for control what you take in, because what you take in is in control.
Yeah.
You know?
And we how powerful your thoughts were. You'd never think a negative thought again for the rest of your life.
Ever. It's powerful beyond measure, and it rules your life. So you need to create, you know, the most biggest, I don't know, what's the wording for this? What is the biggest measurable factor that can determine success?
Are you asking me, or is that?
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
Postcode.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So your environment plays a big, big, big part in who you become.
Yeah.
Massive. Why? Because a part of your brain is taking everything in, even though if you're not consciously. And then your actions, behaviors, everything you do will be based on that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That kid doesn't know that he sat there and freaked about the money. That was just the way he reacted based on how he'd grown up, where it was,
the rules that people in place.
Yeah. And then
maybe his boss gave him, they did a presentation, half-hour PowerPoint presentation about what happens when someone gives you $100 bill.
Yeah.
Right?
Or it could
he goes, please note this, likely that he's a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Proceed with caution. Advise your manager.
Seems
me with 2 kids.
Did they have a cash register? Do they still have cash register?
Yeah. Oh, well, they have cash. They got to give change. So they still had some cash there. And I did receive change. But yeah, like, who knows? He probably shat himself because he's like, what do I do? Oh my God, $100 bill. Mum, guess what happened to me at work today?
Yeah.
Someone gave me $100.
That conversation probably happened, huh?
How weird, huh? That whole thing that we did that training on, it actually happened.
Yeah. Thank God we done the training.
Were you okay?
Can we redo the training? Can we just make sure? Just so I can get better next time.
Okay? Do you need to take some time off?
I did well.
Jeez.
Bizarre, huh?
It was odd because, I mean, we probably come from a little bit of a different generation. Like, tap and go, how long's that been around for now? A couple of years?
Nah, what? Way more than a couple of years.
Really?
Paying with your phone?
Yeah.
You reckon it was like, dude, COVID was...
Okay. 5 years ago, it wasn't as common as what it is.
Nothing is...
Like even paying on your phone. Okay, when did I have an Apple phone? Because that's when it sort of just, that watch. That's even when it just sort of came out. I remember once I paid with my watch and they're like, oh, wow,
It was way before the watch. I remember when the watch.
It might have been out, but it wasn't as commonly used. People are still pulling out their wallet and going, "Here you go, tap. Here's my card."
I feel like people still do that
with their card. With their card.
Yeah, that's and
the only reason, again, it's convenience. Like my phone is easy. Yeah,
you just carry a wallet around. Yeah, I don't carry a wallet.
So where do you keep your money? You said you always have money.
Oh yeah, it's in my wallet, but I don't carry it around.
Oh, don't you?
The only time I take it is I take it from going into the office because it has my pass that gets me in.
Yeah,
but like I don't have a wallet here. Like, I'm here. I don't have a wallet.
Yeah, so I mean, I've always got phone, wallet, keys. So if I don't have one of them, I'm fine. There you go.
That's the thing. You're doing things based on old behaviors.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're so used to having.
It's almost to the extent that I'll have phone, wallet, AirPods, and I think, oh, cool, I've got my keys. Subconscious, I've got my wallet. Oh, subconscious, yeah, like, fuck, and then I go, like, pull it out. I go, shit.
But what do you need your wallet for?
You don't know. I mean, you probably need it when you drive. You need your license when you're driving.
You do?
I think so. I think that's a law. I haven't checked.
So keep your license in your car.
Yeah, could do that. I've always had a wallet, so that's one of the things.
Stop it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Get rid of your wallet.
I need it. I need to get cash. I need to hold $100 bills. It's a good. Just get a money clip.
That's the whole subconscious thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I do it. Because it just hangs out of the wallet, and then it's always like subconsciously, I know there's money there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. I like that.
I
like that. Very interesting, eh?
The subconscious mind.
You can dive so deep with that. It's like hypnotism. It's being hypnotized. Yeah, a lot of people think it's
fake.
It's fake. Yeah,
it's like
you've been hypnotized.
Me? Yeah. Well, I think everyone's hypnotized. That's the truth.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? You don't choose all your thoughts. Do you know what I mean?
They're put there.
They're created based on experiences you've had or things you've seen, whether you're conscious of them or not.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't choose to think the sky's blue. You don't choose to think, things you think on a daily basis. You have, I think it's like 100,000 thoughts a day or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
We don't, is that an 8 or a 3?
3.
We don't choose, you don't know.
The 3.
You don't choose your thoughts. You choose some of them. Most of them just happen.
Yeah.
And a thought's a thought. You can't not think a thought.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
It's like, don't think of a blue elephant.
Yeah, and then you can't. To do it, your unconscious mind doesn't comprehend negatives.
Yeah.
Have you heard the story about the milk?
What type of milk?
A full cream.
Not that one. I've heard a couple of other ones. Yeah,
the oat milk.
Not oat milk. Not the full cream.
I'll share this with you because this shares the power of your unconscious or your subconscious. They did a study, and in the study, they had a bunch of wives call their husbands and say, "Hey," just before they come home from work, say, "Hey, don't forget the milk." Okay? Don't forget the milk. They got a call before they left work. Don't forget the milk. Okay, cool. All right, thanks, bye. And like 83% of them forgot the milk. Then they did the same thing, but they said, "Hey, can you get milk on your way home?" They just changed the way they worded it. Something like 78% got milk.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
I reckon that's happened to me.
Yeah, because it's the part you can't control, dude.
Yeah.
And it doesn't understand that. So all it heard was, "Hey, forget the milk."
Yeah. How funny.
Okay, forget the milk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Serious, it's real.
Believe it.
Yeah, and so you can go into language and everything about this. It's a big rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. I'm doing a course next month on it, actually, which you've done.
A good course.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Shall I come?
Absolutely. Do it again.
Days.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot, isn't it? That's what I'm not really looking forward to. But that's all good. We'll get through it.
It's worth it. That'll blow you out of the water.
It's interesting because, my thoughts on the previous ones and all that sort of stuff. I find it difficult to get into a hypnotic state, personally. And I don't feel that it works on me when someone does, an induction on me or tries to get me hypnotized.
Sorry? I think everyone is hypnotized all the time.
Yeah, but I'm saying when it's purposefully done to me, I find it difficult to get into that state. But, you know, when I was speaking to, say, Craig, yeah, maybe, but I've tried too. I've actively tried to get into it.
Consciously,
yeah.
Unconsciously.
I don't know. But that's what Craig was saying to me, this guy, that one of our mates. He was saying, you may not feel it in the moment, but down the track when that scenario or something comes up, you will subconsciously be able to handle that better when it does because of the training or that induction or
whatever's been fed into
you as a result of that training, and you will feel better. And I said, yeah, you're probably right with that. Thinking back.
Yeah, Craig, I lost my AirPods once. Yeah. Couldn't find them for a week. I was, I can't believe how dependent I was on AirPods, by the way. Like, so dependent. Can't live without them.
Yeah, funny.
And I couldn't find them for a whole week. And my life was a mess. Going to the gym, listening to other people grunt. It's the worst. And I told him, and he said, oh, do you want to do this hypnosis thing? I was like, what is it? And he's like, it's called a forensic hypnosis. And he hypnotized me, and I found my AirPods within 6 hours. Yeah. I didn't find them straight away. He took me through this whole process, and I couldn't see where they were. Found them within 6 hours. That night, I found them. I sent him a photo. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, are you fucking serious? I was ready to buy new ones.
Yeah.
I was like, blown away. I thought I lost them.
Yeah.
Shit's real, man. Whether you want to believe it or not.
Yeah.
That part's real. I think. I believe it.
No, that's an 8.
That's an 8, huh?
That's an 8.
I think we'll wrap it up on that. What do you reckon?
I reckon. They're good. Man, we get to do this. We get to do it. We get to do these podcasts. We get to hang out. We get to drop a whole bunch of knowledge bombs. And you know what you get to do? You get to subscribe. You get to subscribe to this podcast.
Yeah.
All you have to do is take you less than 30 seconds.
Red button, top right corner.
Red button, right-hand corner. If you're driving, pull over. Or if there's someone in the car listening to this with you, because obviously you'd be like, oh, can we turn on the radio? You're like, why the fuck would I listen to the radio?
Yeah.
Do you know it's Wednesday?
What are you
And $1 Million Days is out?
Yeah.
Do you know how many episodes we have to catch up on?
If someone gets in your car and says, can we listen to the radio? You should kick that person out of your car.
Punch him in the face and then kick him out. My cousin called me the other day and he's like, he's driving home and he's got about an hour drive each way when he goes home. He goes, hey, I'm like, what's up? He goes, I've been listening to your podcast. He goes, it's sick. I'm like, oh, thanks. Thanks, man.
You know what?
He goes, yeah, I listened to it on the way home because, yeah, it's funny as. I said, wait till you hear about when I tell people that I'm going to employ more women at the business because I don't pay them as much.
You know what the funniest thing is? When someone comes and quotes something from like 3 weeks ago and you're like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, I'll get a message.
You know how much has happened since then?
I'll get a message of something I said and I'm like, what the fuck's this person talking? Like, because I don't really listen to the episodes back.
Yeah.
I hear it when we do the initial edit.
Yeah.
And then I don't really play it back. So by the time it comes out, like this will come out end of May-ish.
Yeah.
By the time I hear it, like by the time I've done so much. We've probably recorded other episodes, we've spoken about other stuff, and then they're like, hey, and I'll make a joke and I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Don't say that shit around me. But it's sick. It's awesome to hear that people are enjoying it.
Yeah, it's so cool. So cool. And I can't wait to see where it's going to go. You know, whether it's in 2 weeks, 10 weeks, 40 weeks, 150 weeks. Imagine that. Imagine that moment where we get to episode 100 or episode whatever it is.
This is
3,000.
This is 32.
Yeah. So in
32 episodes.
So 32, 6 months, you're going to be probably 1.5 to
52
2 years.
Yeah, 52 a week, a year.
Yeah, so a couple of years, we're going to have that 100 episode. We should have a party.
Should we?
We should have a party where we're casting and people are like partying around us, live streaming and
well, no, we have to.
Now we have to. And if you're one of the original OG followers, which you can still be by subscribing, we'll send you an invite. Send you an invite to the party of the year.
And a Mars bar.
Oh, how cool.
Sponsored by Mars bar.
I know, how good. So one of our listeners the other day, I can't remember which episode it was, but we're going to leave you with this. And we follow through, by the way. We follow through with our words. I can't remember what the what I said. Oh, I said if you subscribe, I'm going to send you a
I'll
Mars
send
bar.
you a Mars bar.
Someone literally in the comments, was it on YouTube?
On YouTube.
On YouTube. So good. Was listening to the episode, got to the end of the episode, and shout out to you if you're listening, buddy. You're getting the Mars bar. I'm literally going to Coles and getting you one. King size too, not fucking around.
He did say King's.
Oh, that's it. He goes onto it. And you like, you send me a message, he's like, onto it. What's he talking about?
He goes, what did he say? He's like, I want my Mars bar.
Yeah, and I'm like, how can I get my Mars bar?
And I'm like, what the fuck is this person talking about? Mars bar? Like, and then I scroll through the episode and I'm listening, like, was there something said about a Mars bar? And you're like, I'll get you a Mars bar.
I'll get you a Mars bar for subscribers. So, that lucky listener's getting the Mars bar. And we're in the process of getting some merch too. So, once that stuff comes in, we're going to call you up. We're going to call you out. You can buy the merch. It's only going to be probably about $10,000 a t-shirt or something like that. Or if you're lucky enough, we might even give some stuff away. Just sick shit that we talk about.
How funny.
So good. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Looking forward to speaking to you next time. Tune in, subscribe, tell your mum, dad, goldfish, and cousin twice removed to subscribe to this podcast.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
They are.